Hey guys, Flabaliki here today and welcome back to Planet Coaster. So last time we built that little fantasy village and this time we're going to make it actually useful and put something over here because at the moment it's a village that literally there's no reason to visit. No one's ever going to walk through it, and if they ever walk this way anyway, they'll probably just stay on the main pathway and just completely bypass it. So I was like, okay, well, the obvious solution is to put a ride here, a ride that forces you to walk through the village. I was like, yes, that's good. Just a gentle ride, but especially because like a sort of, it almost feels like a more, like a sort of a kid's area, you know, it's like fantasy, it's a bit fun, it's a bit colorful, it's all that kind of stuff. So I was like, let's keep it light, let's keep it simple, let's not get it too crazy of a ride, especially because we have this sort of more intense thrill ride in the castle just behind. I thought maybe down here by the village, we could have a nice gentle ride. It is a bit of, it's a spinning one, you know, it might be all over the place. You'll be like, whoa, crazy. So I mentioned last time that, this ride would make use of that building there, and it absolutely does. We're going to have the queue, as you can see, go straight through that building and through the town. So the queue up through the town, it forces them to walk through there. It also means we should already have 100% queue scenery rating for the ride, which I believe we do. I didn't actually check. I'm just going to assume that we do. So go straight through there. I wish that, unfortunately, it means we do have to have a pathway through the little town. I didn't want to have a pathway in the town because I wanted it to just be that sort of dirt colored terrain, just like like a dirt track through the town. I thought that was quite nice, but we kind of had to just because the queues have to have it. Yep. So right there, I was actually checking how tall people were in this game because I was like, we need to be able, like, people need to be able to walk under this without hitting their heads. So I was just measuring it against the other people. So this building is a little bit taller than the others, as you can see, and I still think it looks quite good. Like that little extra raise as well looks kind of cool. So that is just to allow people to actually walk through it without hitting their head on the building. So it raised up a little bit, but they go straight through the middle. And I decided, this is really annoying to edit. Those pieces right there was so hard to select. Like I had to deselect the arches, trying to select the floor pieces, and then I just adjusted them so they're inside the building and just above the pathway, so it actually looked like a flooring that sort of runs through the building rather than it just being a pathway on top of grass, because I feel like that's my weakest point. At least I've looked in my other buildings, and the interiors of them, the flooring is usually disgusting. It's either just grass or like, I don't know, it never looks right. So this one, I was like, all right, let's just do like a wooden floorboard in the middle and you just walk over it. And I think that looked much better. So I thought this also looked really cool, having this ride set up just on like the grass kind of thing. And then we would put our own fence around it and get our own decorations around the whole ride, do our own fence and all that, which is exactly what I do. I think it just looks cooler than having a predefined like sort of pathway underneath the ride. So that's why I use the natural path for that one. And then we just go, oh man, so that water wheel that you saw for maybe 2 seconds there, I wanted to use that water wheel at the end of this little river. I was like, that'd be so cool. I don't know if it'd make any sense. It probably wouldn't, but it looks so cool. But the water wheel is gigantic. Also, I really wish these lily pads would just automatically place on top of water. I don't know why they don't. I was having a hard time trying to find where the water level is. It's really hard to tell if it turns out to find where the water level is. Thankfully, once I already got one of them at the right height, all of them were at the right height, so that was good. We just got a few lily pads here and there and that little river. Yeah, so I thought it'd be nice to have like the river running up to sort of separate the town and the ride, and then you have another little bridge here. This bridge is not nearly as detailed as the other one around the other side on the other ride. This is just a few little wood sort of scaffolding bits there holding it up. That was the idea of it, nothing more than that. Just really, really simple. So here we are going to build our own fence around the ride, and I was just having a look. So I wanted to make sure that I put the fence inside of a building, because if you place fence pieces without starting a building first, they'll all just be separate and not like sort of grouped together, which is really annoying. So I made sure to put down an archway first and then build our fence. I don't know why I started building it out of this. I was like, oh wait, that's wrong. Because I wanted to build it out of this fence. I really like this one. As I mentioned in the last episode, I really like this little fence. It just has this really nice character to it. Because it's a little bit free flowing, it's a little bit wavy, it's a little bit wiggly puff, you know, all that kind of stuff. But it is exciting to see, like there's already people lining up for this ride. They got their little kids there with their cowboy hats on, lining up for this ride. So this is already a place that people want to visit in the park, which is really, really good. So that means we're attracting visitors over this way now to actually see the hard work we're putting in for them. So yeah, this was a fairly painstaking process of rotating and put down these fences. It took a while. I gotta be honest, it probably would not be fun to watch in real time. And then I realized I should probably make this a little bit more accurate. So I decided to put down the pathway around the ride, then build the fence around the pathway, and then we remove the pathway afterwards, because that way we can actually like sort of trace the line of the circle a little bit better than just guessing, which is exactly what I was trying to do before, and it just looked weird. It was a complete egg, basically, which is not what we wanted. We want a nice, well, I mean, it's not going to be a circle, obviously, because all these fence pieces are straight, but we want a nice, whatever number-sided shape this is. Someone count the number of fences that we put in this, and that'll be the number of sides on this shape, and then tell me what shape that is. Just, I guess, have fun doing that. Someone will enjoy it. Yeah, so I kind of set this little area up over here. I guess I would kind of describe it as almost a fairground in a way, like a little fairground. I wanted to do some tents in that, but the tents were quite huge. You'll see as we start getting into this, and you might have seen in the thumbnail already. But yeah, almost a fairground in a way. I guess with this ride and that fence, sort of like the temporary kind of vibe, with a couple of little buildings over here as well, kind of like the other side, but keeping it pretty simple. But we also get some archery up in here a little bit later on, which you'll see. Now, I had to keep that section, I had to keep that archway to keep this as a building with all the fences. As soon as I get rid of any building pieces, it sort of just disconnects. Oh, I love that shark. How cool is that piece? I want to use that somewhere. I don't know where, but I want to use it. I was like, oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah, no, so I had to keep those walls there. Otherwise, all the fences became separate. And I was like, okay, well, let's make like almost a set piece out of it. So we just have this sort of purple and yellow archway thing, which I don't know, like it's not really anything, but it also looks kind of cool. And I was like, you know what? That is kind of cool. And I agreed with myself. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And that's what I did. Yeah, but it is kind of cool to see people walking through the little town to get to the ride now. I was like, ooh, this is fun. So I think I mentioned last time that I wanted to add a few more details around on the waterfront as well. So that's kind of what we're doing now, getting some rocks in here just to add a bit more flair, a little bit more flavor, especially around this little bit here. You can see it's kind of a bit blank, but so we get some rocks. We don't go rocks everywhere, but then we also get some more foliage and some more plants and all that as well, just to give it a bit more of a finished look rather than just some random grass going into water. That looks kind of weird. Under the bridge, just getting some ivy hanging down, which I thought was kind of cool, kind of nice. I'm saying kind of cool and kind of nice a lot, so that's kind of a lot of those things to say. It's kind of maybe too much. Look at that queue though. A lot of people there. I guess, yeah, just getting some little plants around there. And I think like as soon as you start adding all that kind of stuff, it really brings it to the next level. Now I was looking at that bit of water there because they're standing in the queue. There's this big open section of water there, direct eye line from that little river. And it's like, we got to put something. There's got to be something to go there. I was hoping maybe like a fountain or something, or like using those water jets, but none of those looked good. I was like, I don't like any of these. Then I found that jester guy with the sort of water jumping between his hands. I was like, oh, that's cool. I don't know what it is about it, but I liked it. So I just use it as like a little set piece. It just goes over there on a little rock island. He's just hanging out there. Maybe it's the jester of the castle. I don't know. I was like, it just looks cool. Don't question it. It looks cool, all right? I mean, you can question it, but you're wrong if you do. It looks cool. I actually did end up lowering this moat just a little bit, only around the front. I didn't bother doing around the back or anything, but just because it was kind of annoying me that I could see the grass through, like when you're looking through the water, you could see grass, and I'm like, that's kind of dumb. And I don't understand, why does this game not have, or at least this map type, not have a dirt texture? Like it has grass, it has dry grass, it has leaves, and some other dry thing. Like there's no actual just dirt, which I really, and like it has rock textures. But why is there no dirt? That's what I was like, that's kind of weird. You'd think there'd be some form of dirt texture. I mean, the dry grass one that you can see is under the ride there. That's the best one we got. So I was like, I was just using that a bit. And there's like the fallen leaf texture. I'd probably prefer a dirt texture over the fallen leaves texture. But that's just my opinion. And my opinion is the best because it's mine. And I agree with me. And whoever I agree with, they're the best. And so then, therefore, by that logic, I am the best. I really wish, I think I said this last time, I wish we had like smaller versions of these trees because it'd be so perfect for this little area there. But I was like, at the same time, I was like, it'd probably be really useless to the majority of players having tiny trees. So I understand that. But I think we could also make some, and I said this before as well, we could totally make some by using some shrubs and then doing our own little logs using some of the scenery items. But yeah, so around the back of this, I thought I would sort of cap it off. Or like, not cap it off, but like create a backdrop to this area of like a little woodland forest or something. And then I was thinking behind this, because if we cap it off with this little woodland forest, we could do some sort of wooden coaster, maybe like almost like a junior coaster, a wooden coaster running through the bush, like through the forest, and that I thought that would be really, really cool. So that could be coming next. Let me know what you think about that idea. But I thought that would be a good addition to this area as well, especially because there's no coaster in this little fantasy land yet. I think each sort of land that we make should have at least one coaster. So we didn't get to use this little I guess wagon home thing last time, so I really wanted to use that this time. So I was trying to find a place to just put it down. Also, really like the sort of archery like hay bale thing. I was like, I want to use that somewhere. I don't know where. I wasn't exactly sure. Like I wasn't really sure what I was doing with this area yet, but then it sort of, like I said earlier, kind of turned into almost a fairground kind of thing. Just with again, last episode as well, I was trying to use that tree somewhere. I really wanted to use it, but it just doesn't fit. It's too big, and it sort of breaks the illusion of tiny town. Like we got this whole miniature theme going on. Well, kind of miniature theme. Like a lot of the things are a little bit too big. Like that wagon is much bigger than the building scale, but because it's further away and not right next to them, it's harder to tell that the scale's way off. So I was like, it's probably fine, and it looks cool. I think I do. I don't know if it stays there. I feel like I move it. I don't know. But for now, I'm just trying to find items to put in. I'm like, what could go here in little tiny town? I love all those wagons as well. And I was trying to duplicate the trees, but I was like, oh, you can't just duplicate a selection, which is kind of weird. But you can, I mean, I could have saved it as a blueprint and then placed it, but I was like, it's a little unnecessary. So I was like, let's not do that. Let's just place some more trees. Again, like I said, I was kind of just creating a backdrop of like a forest for this area because I thought that was, like, it actually looks really nice. Like, I think that looks awesome with those trees. I think it just adds the next level. It creates the backdrop. It sort of brings out all the other colors, like the blues and the purples. It makes them really stand out, and like from the greenery. And I was just like, oh, this looks good. I was like, this looks so good. I was really happy with it, and I hope you guys are too, because I think this area is starting to come into its own now, and starting to make a little bit more sense. I mean, just overall, this little section here. Like just that overview we got there, love it. It looked beautiful. Yeah, I thought it was quite good. And just getting I wanted to get a store over here because I was like, we need something over here. Like there's just nothing there, especially if there's nothing along the pathway. I was like, all right, let's see what we can do here. I tried to put in that building, but as you saw, it was way too big. So I thought instead, why don't we just create another building, one that's a little taller, so it could be like a 2-story building from the outside, but then it has a shop in it. That was the idea. I didn't want to do a bathroom. I think I ended up doing like soda, like just some drinks or something. Also, a lot of our stores have closed again. I did notice, but I did spend a bit of time promoting a lot of the workers, like sort of not promoting, but training them up, giving them more pay and all of that. But they still leave. Like I don't know how do I like they're leaving because the workload is too low and there's not enough people in this area of the park. Like their workload's too low. They're just like, oh, this job sucks, that kind of thing. I'm not really sure how to get them to stick around. Like, is it just a case of paying them more money, or is it a case of maybe are we overtraining them? Are they trained too much for the sort of working in that store? Like I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So like this is like almost a 2-story building here, and I think I built a little section out the back as well, just to give it just a little bit more oomph. But I had to be careful with this one though, because there is a store in it, I couldn't just intersect these completely. Like I couldn't just have this wall going all the way into the store because you'd see it on the other side, which I did start off by doing. And then I was like, oh, hang on, actually that's going to go straight through into the store. And yeah, it does. I was like, damn it. So we couldn't have as much of an angle, but we could still have it like sort of off on a sort of angle a little bit. As you can see, those carts now look ginormous. But I think I keep that sort of booze related cart there. I think I keep that, but I think it's okay. It is a little big, but I was like, I think it still looks okay there. Like I think the scene in general works. So I was like, you know what? Let's just roll with it. Let's roll with it. I think it's working. And just a couple of green windows there. So we've got the green building, the purple building in this area, just to finish up this, almost, like I said earlier, almost a little fairground area in a way, just the way it's sort of themed and that with all the pieces around. Got the archery down the middle. And then I was kind of just figure out, like, I was like, what else do I put here? I've got this huge amount of green space here. I was like, what the hell can go there? So I kind of just get some more foliage, some flowers around the place. And I was like, maybe just landscaping really is what we do. We just add some trees and some greenery, make it look like everything is where it's supposed to be. And we plan this out from day one, and we're not making it up as we go, which is absolutely what we're doing. But we don't want our guests to know that. They shouldn't know that we're making it up. They should be like, oh, this is exactly how it's supposed to be. That's perfect. That's great. That's right. Anyway, so yeah, just getting a bunch of shrubs in there because like there's this huge just bit of grass and I didn't want to cover it in rocks because I felt rocks was a little bit too much. So I was like, maybe just some flowers, some trees, some shrubs, and then around the front here as well, I did almost like a little bit of a garden in a way. Like I used this fence and then we put a hedge all the way along the other side of it just to give it a neat sort of refined look to it. But there you go. So it's coming together quite nicely, and we'll jump into the game real time as well, like we did last episode, just to have a little bit of a closer look at it rather than just sort of speeding through the whole thing. It's always nice to get a little bit of a closer look that's not sped up because you don't get to see everything when it's like this. You know, there's some little nooks and crannies that you just cannot see. But yeah, look at this area, man. I don't know. It's just so aesthetically pleasing, and I'm really, really happy with this whole thing. Like I think it turned out great, and I'm excited to do potentially a roller coaster next. I think like I said earlier though, we do need to go back to like a lot of this park. A lot of this park looks really empty and bland. Like there's just random spots where it doesn't make sense, and it's just like it's like for example, that big brick building, which I think looks awesome, the huge like sort of entrance building with the monorail station and everything. I think it looks amazing, but it needs the final details like windows and trims and all that kind of stuff. I love this tent as well. It's like, oh man, can I get this in anywhere? But then again, I was like, it's just too big. It's too big. Even when I sort of put it in the ground, it was just too much. I was like, damn it. It looks good though. I was like, I really wanted to get that in somewhere. It was not happening. And then I think you're just getting a few more little items here, just random items. Like that's kind of like a sign. It's got nothing on it, but it's a sign. I was like, let's do it. Let's get it in there. These little barrels again that we used last time. I put a few of them on that wagon. And these are actually spooky trees, but I thought they also kind of had a fantasy vibe to them. I didn't put more. I just put one sort of in the back there because I was like, oh, just adds a little bit of contrast to the area. Love that piano too. It looks awesome. Love this tree. Really love it. I was really tempted to put it right there, and I almost did, but I was like, it really again blocks a lot of the views of the area, and I was like, it's just not. But maybe you guys like it. I don't know. But I think that's about it for the time lapse here. So we're going to jump into the game and have a bit of a closer look. And here we are in the game, and this is like this little ride, whatever this is called. What is that called? I don't know. We'll look in a minute. But little spinning thing ride that has a sort of purple. Well, actually, no, it does have purple and yellow, and then also a blue color scheme. And I was like, let's bring it over to the arch and cover it. I mean, I just when you're standing in the queue here and you just look over there like this, you're like here and you're like, oh, look at that. We got a little river here with all the little lily pads in it, and then you got like this guy that's doing that thing is juggling water. I don't know. I got this huge tower there. It's like, damn, dude, it's looking good. No, I'm actually really, really happy with this area and this whole little section over here as well. I mean, it does absolutely nothing other than sit there and look kind of cool, which I'm more than happy with. My archery, look at this. Look at that. It's beautiful. I mean, if you get this close, it almost looks like a pizza, but lovely. Maybe I should make this the thumbnail. That'll be good. Oh yeah, see, like I was saying earlier, this building needs work. It needs a lot of work. But hey, when you are like, oh god, look at that, and then you come around this way and you're like, oh, look at this. Look at this. Come through the queue. You're like, oh, nice. Nice. Come through here. I want to see, where are some people? I want to see some people walking through this queue because I want them to appreciate and recognize. Are they coming to recognize and appreciate? Hell yeah. Wait, can't you, no, I don't have my UI on. Can you not, like, you can cam them, can't you? Yeah. Oh, hang on. First person. Yes. Walk through the town. Wait, can I move it? Yes, I can. Sweet. Oh, no, not Mark. Wait, no, I can't. That was just because he turned his head. Oh, wait, no, there we go. Yes. Nice. Look at this. Beautiful. Look at this little tiny town. This is good. Then we go through this little building here. You got like a little car. You got the monorail running there. Mind your head. You just fit in. That doesn't look so good from the inside, but ignore that bit. And you come over this way. Oh man, I'm really happy with this. I think this turned out great. Like really, really good. Especially just like looking back that way as well. It's real. Whoa! Jesus! Did we just like... What happened there? I don't know. Yeah, no, I think this turned out really nice, this whole area. So I think what I was saying earlier, what I want to do next is, so if we zoom out a little, like even like from here, look at that. It's beautiful. Really, really beautiful. I love it. Man, it is good. It is good. Wait, what if we go here? Oh yeah, and the little store there as well. Oh, look at that. So you sort of, I think it's cool as well, because if you come from here, you sort of see the tower, but then you come around this way, and you're like, oh, it sort of opens up at this area. You can see over that, because that fence is really low anyway. You see in there, and you're like, ah. Oh, Looking good. Nice. Yeah, so I think what I want to do next is probably this way here. In this area. Let me just get out of this mode. And then we'll sort of just have a better look. Over here somewhere. Probably coaster. Because like I think if we do it here, sort of alongside this, it could even maybe come around the back a bit. Maybe not be like a really wide coaster, but even like a thin coaster. So maybe stationed around here somewhere. It sort of goes out this way and goes like, and it just comes back like that or something. Nothing too crazy, but it could be sort of a more foresty, like themed coaster within the woods and all that. That'd be really cool. And then we could sort of do some detailing for the rest of the park. Because I think that there's a lot of stuff that's just kind of not done. Oh, yeah, I'll show you the, because I was talking about it before. I'll show you the little star field in here. Look at this. How much better does that look, though? Because remember, I don't know if you remember before. Well, before, it pretty much looked like those walls back there is what it looked like this. But a little bit, it was like, oh, this is still on testing. I put it on testing when I was changing it, but I haven't put it back. Yeah, but now it's just like, it looks like stars. I do need to rotate some of these though, because you can see like the pattern repeating there. So I think I need to just rotate a couple of them to mix it up, but it looks so much better than before. Like that. It's good. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with that as well. But yeah, we need to go back and do that. There's like this area here. Like, what is that? There's nothing there. There's like just nothing here. I was thinking as well, we could easily do some sort of buildings along the side of here. Like just a whole strip of some sort of building. It depends what theme we do here, but I definitely think we can get a strip of shops going along there. It'll look really, really awesome. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave this part here. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back next time with some more Planet Coaster goodness. But things are going... Oh, look at this. Things are going well. I love that reflection right there. Looking good. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. But thanks for watching. I already said I'll see you next time, but like 10 times. And have an awesome day.